Imagine this: you're in a relationship, friendship, or even a work environment that seems perfect at first. The person you're with is charming, attentive, and seems to genuinely care about you. But over time things change. Suddenly, you're questioning your own worth, doubting your reality, and feeling emotionally drained. This shift doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of psychological tactics designed to trap you in a cycle of dependence, confusion, and self-doubt. Welcome to the world of narcissistic manipulation, where experts in control subtly shape your thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs. Today, we're diving deep into the disturbing yet fascinating world of narcissists, unraveling the top 10 brainwashing tactics they use to trap you. You won't want to miss this, because understanding these techniques is the first step in breaking free. So let's dive right in. But before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share this with anyone who might benefit from learning how to identify and protect themselves from these manipulative tactics. We're about to uncover insights that could change the way you understand relationships forever. 1. Love bombing. The perfect beginning that's too good to be true. The first trap narcissists set is often the most seductive: love bombing. From the beginning, narcissists sweep you off your feet with overwhelming affection, grand gestures, and constant attention. They make you feel like you're the center of their universe, and it feels exhilarating. The goal here is simple: they want you hooked fast. Love bombing isn't a natural or sustainable way to build a relationship, but rather a powerful tactic to make you feel special and unique, so that you invest emotionally, often very quickly. This phase can feel like a fairy tale romance, and it's designed to pull you in. By idealizing you so intensely, narcissists create a perfect bubble of connection that's hard to resist. But what you might not realize is that this love isn't truly about you. It's a carefully crafted illusion. Narcissists want you to feel indebted to them, emotionally invested, and unable to pull away, even when things eventually start to shift. 2. Gaslighting, twisting your reality. Once they've secured your trust, narcissists often employ gaslighting to confuse you and make you doubt your reality. Gaslighting is a manipulation tactic where the narcissist denies, minimizes, or questions your experiences, memories, or perceptions. For example, you might confront them about a hurtful comment, only to be told you're being too sensitive, or that never happened. Over time, these small denials add up, eroding your confidence in your ability to see things clearly. Gaslighting isn't about a single disagreement. It's a strategic dismantling of your self-trust. Narcissists want you to question your own mind, so that you become increasingly reliant on them for validation. As they break down your perception of reality, they're gaining control over your emotions and thoughts, turning you into someone who needs their approval to feel grounded. 3. Devaluation, turning the tables. Once the honeymoon phase of love bombing fades, the narcissist often shifts into a phase of devaluation. During this stage, their behavior becomes colder, more critical, and dismissive. Suddenly, the person who once praised you endlessly now finds fault in everything you do. They might start with subtle put-downs or sarcastic remarks, and eventually, these criticisms become more overt and frequent. This can be incredibly painful, especially since you've grown attached to their approval and admiration. The devaluation phase is designed to keep you guessing, striving to win back the affection you once received. It's like a game of emotional whiplash, where you're rewarded with kindness one moment and criticized the next. This cycle reinforces your dependence on the narcissist because by now, you're constantly working to regain the validation that felt so wonderful in the beginning. 4. Isolation, cutting you off from support. One of the most effective ways narcissists maintain control is by isolating you from other sources of support. Isolation doesn't always mean physically separating you from friends and family. It can also be emotional. They might subtly, or overtly, discourage you from seeing certain people, claiming they're a bad influence, or hint that these people don't really care about you as much as they do. Sometimes they'll create situations that make you doubt your friends or family, painting themselves as the only person who truly understands you. This isolation is incredibly powerful because it leaves you with only one source of emotional support, the narcissist. With fewer people around to offer different perspectives, you're more vulnerable to the narcissist's influence and less likely to seek help or validation outside of the relationship. This is a crucial part of the trap, as it makes leaving much harder. 5. Projection, making their problems yours. Projection is a defense mechanism narcissists use to shift blame and guilt away from themselves by accusing you of the very things they're guilty of. If they're being unfaithful, they might accuse you of disloyalty. If they're being dishonest, they'll question your honesty. By projecting their own faults onto you, they can avoid taking responsibility for their actions while creating confusion and self-doubt in you. This tactic is disorienting, and it often leaves you feeling like you're constantly on the defensive, explaining yourself, and trying to prove your innocence. Over time, this not only exhausts you, but also reinforces a belief that you're somehow at fault for the issues in the relationship. Projection allows the narcissist to sidestep accountability, keeping you focused on fixing your supposed flaws instead of seeing theirs. 6. Triangulation, creating jealousy and competition. Narcissists often use triangulation as a way to control you by creating feelings of jealousy or competition. They might introduce a third person, an ex, a friend, or even a stranger, as a point of comparison, subtly suggesting that you don't measure up. By making you feel insecure or jealous, they provoke a response that reinforces your dependence on their validation. Triangulation is a way for narcissists to keep you constantly seeking their approval, trying to outshine this third person or prove your worthiness. This game of comparison keeps you distracted and insecure, making it harder for you to notice their manipulation. It's a powerful technique that shifts your focus away from their behavior and onto competing for their attention. 7. Silent treatment, a form of emotional punishment. The silent treatment is a form of psychological punishment narcissists use to regain control when they feel challenged or slighted. When you've done something to displease them, they may go silent, refusing to communicate with you or even acknowledge your presence. This silence isn't just an absence of words. It's an intentional withdrawal designed to make you feel unworthy and anxious. During the silent treatment, you may find yourself questioning what you did wrong, desperate to make things right. The silent treatment is a form of withholding, where the narcissist deprives you of emotional connection to assert dominance. It's a way of communicating that their affection and attention are conditional, something you have to earn back by complying with their expectations. 8. Blame shifting, avoiding accountability. Blame shifting is a tactic narcissists use to dodge responsibility for their actions by placing the blame squarely on you. Even when their actions are clearly problematic, they'll twist the situation to make you feel like you're the one at fault. If they explode in anger, for example, they'll say it's because you made them do it. This constant shifting of blame makes it hard to hold them accountable, as you're constantly questioning whether you really are the one at fault. The purpose of blame shifting is to keep you off balance, forcing you to examine your own behavior instead of theirs. This tactic can create a cycle of guilt and shame that makes it difficult to see the narcissist's actions for what they are: manipulative and self-serving. Blame shifting is all about deflecting attention away from their behavior, so they never have to answer for their actions. 9. Hoovering, pulling you back in. Hoovering is a tactic narcissists use to reel you back in after you've tried to distance yourself or leave the relationship. Named after the vacuum cleaner brand, hoovering involves sweet promises, apologies, or grand gestures designed to suck you back into the cycle. They may suddenly shower you with affection, claim they've changed, or even play the victim, saying they can't live without you. Hoovering often happens after a period of silent treatment, or when you've tried to assert boundaries. It's a way to reset the cycle, drawing you back in just when you're starting to regain independence. The hoovering phase is all about keeping you emotionally invested, preventing you from leaving and starting fresh. It's a last-ditch effort to maintain control, showing how far they're willing to go to keep you in their orbit. 10. Intermittent reinforcement, keeping you hooked on unpredictable rewards. Intermittent reinforcement is one of the most powerful techniques narcissists use to keep you hooked. Like a slot machine that pays out occasionally, they give you small doses of kindness, affection, or approval at unpredictable intervals. This creates a psychological dependence where you're always hoping for the next win, constantly seeking their approval and validation. Intermittent reinforcement is especially potent because it taps into a deep-seated psychological need for approval, making it difficult to break free. Even after long periods of negativity, a single